Well, it's currently the day after I put this thing together, and I'm the perfect amount of ticked off to do something about it. So I'm gonna pull the head gasket off and change it and see if a thinner head gasket makes a difference. What up, guys? This is my rollback tow truck with a 6BT Cummins 12 valve. I just tried replacing the pistons on it with Amazon $200 pistons, and now it won't start. The red flag was when I was tightening the rockers down. I was gonna skip adjusting the valves, but there was so much slop in them that I went ahead and adjusted them knowing something was wrong. That something is most likely that the head gasket is thicker, and it shimmed the rockers up. And now it just won't start, and I believe it's because of a lack of compression. So I'm gonna go ahead and get coolant draining, shoot to town, grab the new head gasket. So yeah, that's what we have going today. I have gotten pretty darn good at working on this thing. Anyway, might as well try to start it before I take it apart. It's been on the charger all night, but I have no doubt she won't do a darn thing. That's enough of a test for me. I cranked this thing for a long time yesterday. I'm probably gonna need to put a new starter in it today. And it used to fire up instantly. Like, never missed a beat. I also decided not to use the oil pan gasket. I just straight siliconed it to the block. And the reason is, I was like, why would I spend 32 bucks on a gasket when the motor's gonna explode potentially anyway? Because it needs to be bored, so it's all just gonna end up coming apart anyway. And that's gonna come in clutch because the head gasket's 55 bucks. So all in all, this job should cost me about 25 bucks. And I can deal with the exhaust bolt that I broke and didn't show on camera. Yeah. I mentioned I'm a professional, right? Yeah, and I'm picking up a head gasket too.
It'll be $47.59 for this one.
We have secured the new head gasket. Hopefully this will fix it. Let's go ahead and compare thicknesses. $61. Just as advertised. Now the old one, we'll try to make it somewhere where it hasn't come apart. Tightens down to 73, 72, 71. 71. So this is meant for the block to be shaved 10 thousandths. On most diesels, the heads are flat and the piston protrudes. So you only need a thicker head gasket when you shave the block. This one was advertised as a standard thickness gasket on Amazon, but we're obviously seeing a difference right here. This thing says 97, 98, 59, and that is 9313 PT. I was honestly expecting more of a difference, so I'm not convinced that this is gonna fix it. I should have measured the protrusion before removing the pistons. I kind of think we're just going to hope that 10 thousandths makes a difference. We could do the math on 10 thousandths times the bore and see what that would change the compression ratio. Maybe, you know what? I'm going to do that. I'm going to go find a compression ratio calculator and see if I can see what I did to it changing this head gasket to 10 thousandths thicker. So I found out some really interesting information. The stock head gasket is 61 thousandths. Then there's an option for 71 and 81. Being that I'm miking this at 67, that means it was 71 and it compressed down 4 thousandths, which is about right. So this one, miking at 57, would have been 61. This one miking at 61 is a brand new 61. So we got the right thickness head gasket now. AutoZone's website is actually great for information. So here we have 81. Then at the top, it tells us right here, standard is 61. Then I found one that has an option right here, 71. So that confirms everything that I just said. Now, here's what's interesting. The injector on number 1 has the highest fuel level. The others are a little further down. This number 6 never even got fuel. There could be a lot of issues like delivery valves. I don't know what those even do. I don't even know if those go out. I'm not too sure. I'm just really clueless at this point. But number 1 injector definitely looks bad. Actually, maybe not, because I mean, why is there fire on it? Was that just from used oil? This one was definitely doing stuff. It doesn't really smell like diesel though. 3 was getting some. 4, nope. 5, yes. 6, no. So I've dug into this a little more, and I'm looking at some stuff that worries me, to say the least. First of all, I shouldn't have copper coated the head gasket. I already scraped the block off, about to scrape the head. I think this could have added some thickness to the head gasket as well. Look at how much just from that one little spot. So I regret doing that. And then on top of that, I'm looking at the injectors, and there's some things I don't really like. And I definitely noticed it when I set it down a little hard on this table on accident. Look at this one. See how it's nice and centered? So is that one. Number 1's like touching the rear, and we have a gap over there. Actually, number 2 is the worst. It is clearly bent backward. You see that? And that one had a bunch of fuel in the cylinder. And I just don't like the way any of this is looking. I don't see any cracks in the heads. I do see a bunch of rust back here on these valves. So I'm gonna see if I can pop the valves out and just wire wheel the seats and make sure that stuff is seating. And I'm gonna take a quick break and go find injectors. AutoZone has them, brand new, 800 bucks. They would be here tomorrow, of course. Remand is, I don't know if I trust remands though after reading a bunch of stuff online. So $540 for the remands, $700 to $800 for the new ones. I'm gonna do some price checking around with Napa, O'Reilly's, whatever. So I'm curious if you can tell me how good the remands are, because the remands are $89.
Kind of give or take, man, honestly.
What about the new ones?
The new ones, definitely a lot better.
Okay, and that's the one with the manual tranny?
Yeah.
All right, well, let's order the new ones.
Okay. You know, 6?
Yeah.
All right. They'll be here tomorrow around 8:30 a.m.
Well, the injectors are ordered. It is Tuesday, so Taco Tuesday. Now, these are my finest gourmet tacos. We got tortilla and chicken and this lime. I know you're thinking that might be kind of basic, but you got to remember, I just spent $800 on injectors and no one subscribed, so that's what I got. Also, I picked up another jump pack because this one fried. I literally cannot pull this thing out. These are about 100 a pop, and this one's like 150. So that's like $350 in jump packs. And also the J401, not the green one, is the only one that will jump my diesel with no battery. So this one does advertise itself. I'm not even going to say the part number because I don't like it. As a upgraded version of this, it's rated at what, like 9.5 gas, 7.5 diesel. This one's only rated at 6.5 diesel, but it does better. I don't know why. Anyway, make sure to hit that subscribe button so I can like buy some lettuce to put on these tacos. I actually did splurge. This was $2.50 for some smoky chipotle pineapple street taco sauce. Anyway, the injectors will be in the morning, so I'll see you guys then. Yo, the chicken's on your head, bro. It's on your head. Good morning, everybody. Time for a quick Q&A because I've had a lot of comments about good stuff that I didn't even bother to think about or that I don't know about. So let's see. Why didn't I try starting fluid? I did try spraying WD-40 in there. I've been told to use WD-40 or silicone spray by Rudy, who I used to run a shop with, to not hurt the diesel engine. So I tried some of that. Couldn't really get it in there with the air horn on it. And to be honest, I'm unaware whether you can run a diesel with the whole intake off. I see no reason. There's no throttle body, so that's probably what we'll try today, is not even putting the air horn on and just shooting past the grid heater, or maybe taking that whole plate off. Not too sure. So I kind of feel like I did try starting fluid and it still wouldn't do anything. Wow, this guy's actually a mechanic. I mean, Maybe. I just do stuff. The fuel return line going back to the filter housing, part of me is thinking that could have introduced air and I needed to hit the primer again. I didn't really do that, so we're gonna deal with that today. Garage beers. Thanks for watching like all my videos, by the way. I don't think it's fuel related unless the injectors are clogged / being gay. I think that's the issue. That's why we're putting injectors in it. Injectors not getting diesel. Yep, I think that's what we got going on. Thanks, Logan. Give it a shot of brake cleaner or ether. Must not be getting fuel. I think we're all onto it's a fueling issue. Although it is weird that when I pulled the head off, we could see fuel in some of them. Check the engine timing. I didn't mess with any of the timing. I just pulled the head off, the push rods, messed with no cam timing, no front cover timing. So I don't think that's the issue. Rico says, maybe the valves are too tight and stuck open. I think I adjusted them correctly, even though I couldn't find the timing pin, and I just used my own intuition to, I wrote down all 12. So I did this before I pulled the head right now, so I know I can adjust these because these ones had lash. Then I can rotate it and adjust the ones that were tight or open. So that's kind of just the theory I used, but I couldn't do the correct timing pin order. So yes, valves could be too tight. I ended up just going to 20 on all of them. What I do is kind of learn the adjuster. This is what I do on Subarus, and then I learn exactly how much a turn is. So about a quarter turn on these is figuring to be 20 thousandths. So I just did 0 lash and went back a quarter turn on all the valves. Realistically, the cam lobe, if you're anywhere on the base circle, I'd like to be 180 on the base circle, but I kind of just winged it. So that could be a thing, as we were only igniting on cylinder 1 and 2. Diesels won't start unless excellent compression. Yep. I think between the head gasket and injectors being gay, clogged, I think we're on to something. Another person talking about cracking open the injector lines. I know I might not be doing it correctly according to one of the comments in here, but I've done it before on multiple diesels and it's worked. I've done it on 24 valve like this and a 12 valve. So as much as it might not be correct, I've done it and I know it works. Now this one, Rob Sand. All right, I'm running the grid heater. It does work. Might want to go to Harbor Freight and get the diesel compression tester. Yes, I totally agree. I didn't know a diesel compression tester was a thing. Obviously, there's no spark plug, so I was like, how would you compression check it? In my mind, the obvious answer is pull the injector. I didn't want to pull the injector, so I just pulled the head back off, thinking the head gasket thickness is the issue. So we are just going to send this one with no diesel compression tester. However, after this, after everything, I will go buy one for the skid steer because I want to know. And I was already planning on this with the skid steer when I start making that video, but I was just going to go talk to one of my ASE certified master tech friends at a shop and be like, hey, can you compression check a diesel? And they would just be like, yeah, stupid, here's the tester, and loan it to me. But great advice. Compression checking would have answered a lot of things, but I just automatically assumed it was the thicker head gasket because that's really the only variable I changed besides letting it rain in my injectors for months, and now they're stuck and being gay. Anyway, I want to thank everybody for commenting all your advice because I'm out of my realm on this. I consider myself an expert with Subarus, specifically EJ25s. But this is so far out of my realm. I've avoided diesels for years, and now I bought 3. I have a Delica, a Skid, and a Cummins. Oh, and the dump truck. And I do intend on buying more. That is where all my cars are moving, is toward diesels for reasons involving black diesel. So a lot of stuff is in the works. Got this whole video series planned on it. So super excited for that. It's literally been in my mind. It's like if I take out my personal phone and scroll to the top of all my tabs, which my tabs stay open for years, 31 tabs. At the top we got drift tires, which I wanted to order 2 years ago before I decided to quit drifting essentially. And the centrifuge, which I just never have been like, yeah, I'm ready to dump 2 Gs plus do oil storage. All that shit is coming December. Maybe January, depending on getting the skid up and running, but it's all in the works now that money's a little less tight. Anyway, I hope that answers some of your questions. I want to thank everybody for just being here and supporting me. It really means a lot to me when I don't know what I'm doing, and I feel like I'm just messing a bunch of stuff up. But yes, I am human. I'm not an expert at everything I do. That's why I try to stick to the stuff I know so I cannot look stupid, but there's nothing wrong with trying something outside of your comfort zone. It's a learning experience. Now let's go get the injectors and get this thing running. First of all, I gotta pull the cores. All right, I've never pulled these injectors, don't know how to. Obviously, we're gonna take the sideline off and then take the locking down collar out. Do I need an injector puller? I don't know, but I can hit the tip, I guess. Worst case, I lose the core fee, which is whatever. I don't know now. What do I do? Oh yeah, easy. Nope. Damn. Injector out. Oh yeah, look at that rust. Well, look at these old injectors. They are rusty and not looking good. And like I said, I just left this head literally right there for 2 months getting rained on and stuff. So that's on me. This probably would have been a different scenario if I just put the head right back on, but I didn't. So now I get to spend 800 bucks on injectors, but honestly, I don't really care. I think number one was bad, and that's why it roasted that piston. Collinstein.
Sounds good, brother.
Yeah,
811.34.
They're kind of pricey, huh?
Well, I was about to say, damn.
You want to hit me with that 10%, bro?
I got you.
Dude, that's great. 730.
Where's your card? I'll do it better.
No way.
So whatever this kind of gives you, you gotta pay.
I already knew he was gonna say some shit, bro.
Classic.
649.07, bro.
Sick, man.
So yeah, so you owe me 150.
I don't have cash on me, bro. I'll get you next time.
I love messing.
Dude, I appreciate that.
Yeah, I got you, bro.
Swung to Harbor Freight and grabbed some brushes to brush out the hole, the injector hole. Let's go ahead and insert the new injectors. Oh, okay, well, that's fine. Right there. They all torque to 44 foot-pounds, so in my book, 45. New injectors are installed and torqued. New head gasket is on. Thinner head gasket. I did spray brake clean in all the intake and exhaust ports and none was going past the valves, so I don't think that's an issue. If it was, I would pull valves and take care of that, but everything looks good there. I was playing with the primer bulb on the fuel injection system, whatever the hell that thing's called, and it does squirt diesel out the exhaust connection, injector return line connection, my bad. Point being, what I'm gonna do is put the injector return line on and leave this one right here loose. Then I'm gonna press the primer bulb until I get the return line bled. Then I'll tighten off that screw, all with new crush washers. So that's the general game plan. I'm gonna go ahead, slap this thing back together, and then we're gonna make it start. It's gonna start. Part of what I was thinking is, if the return line previously had air in it, it could have unprimed the system. And I believe there is a bolt on the P pump. It might be this one right here where I can crack this and let air out. I will use the power of the internet to enlighten me and see if we can get this thing going. Will it run? Let's find out. I did not put a bunch of the stuff back on in case it doesn't run, but the battery's fully charged and we got a jump pack on it, putting down some voltage right now. Injector lines are tight over here, loose on the injectors. I've already pulled this bolt and primed as much as I can. So on to injector bleeding. I'm actually pretty hopeful it's gonna start, so I got this to choke the turbo in the event it runs away. How about now? I'm pretty much at a loss, but I have found something very weird and I just looked it up and I think it's the problem. So I think I just found why this thing won't start.
All right, so what we're looking at is the primer pump. And watch this. See it just pouring diesel? Like it is just pouring diesel. So I think this is where I'm losing prime. And that is the whole reason this truck won't start.
And that is potentially the whole reason I just took this whole thing apart. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's not supposed to do that. I pulled the cover off. Yes, I don't know what I'm doing. But I think that's the issue. Just letting air right in. I don't know if this is the fuel pump or what. All I know is I need one that doesn't do that. Oh, okay. Well, I do feel a little better. As much as this does suck, I'm pretty sure the issue this whole time has been the lift pump. I don't know whether the lift pump went out on the last motor or, I mean, I wonder if like that's the whole issue as to why it went idle. And that's why I thought it was locking up, because it just went idle because the lift pump was going out. I don't know. All I know is I'm headed to town to try to find a lift pump. I already ordered one on Amazon for 60 bucks. It will be here Saturday. Obviously, I don't care about money when it comes to this diesel truck because it's a diesel truck. So if I can find one in town, I'm picking it up. And the other one's on Prime, so I can return it. Worst case scenario, it'll be here Saturday. It's currently Thursday, but I want my truck running. I got stuff to tow. Damn, O'Reilly's pulling through right now. We got it. Will a new lift pump fix it? Let's find out. Quick update, I had to change the fitting. The flare was different. So as you see, the fitting I put in is set up for flare. Anyway, got that changed over. Now I just got to put it in. I've been priming this thing for like an hour, and check this out. This is straight up why you don't buy clapped out trucks. I've been waiting for the air to clear up here, and it just doesn't. It just keeps coming no matter what. I've put like a gallon and a half out this. Still air. I finally said, no, something's not right, and started digging around. Now someone's replaced the fuel feed line with a copper line. I've been able to see it forever. And the first time I thought I blew my motor, I was in Texas, and the bed going backward pulled it right off the pump right there. Then I spent 2 days trying to get the truck to start, and it was stuck like half in the street. We were unloading some welders. And yeah, it was just a bad situation. Then my buddy Nate came over and was like, hey, bruh, your fuel line's not on the pump. And we were like, oh. And the starter was seizing, so I thought the motor was seizing, but I put a new starter, connected the fuel line, primed it out. It was good. On to the point of the story. The air should have stopped. So I'm like, something has to be wrong. And then I found the line right here and look at how wet it is. Decided to check where it's touching. And look at that. Does that not look like it rubbed through? And that's introducing air to the system. So as I said, I don't think that piston melted actually. I think that line busted through, and that's why it went idle. I think it did need pistons. I don't think the motor was seizing because of it. I think those rod bearings were hurt from before. I don't think I actually did anything in the motor. I don't know. We still have not got the truck fired up, but I see where the air leak is into the fuel line. So I need to fix that somehow. I'm going to take a little pipe cutter and cut out that section and just put a piece of tube for now. And once this truck runs, I'll slide the bed out and deal with that line. But I think I just found the issue, although I found 16 freaking issues on this truck. So let me patch that line up and then we'll see if it will start then. That's a problem. Big problem. I went ahead and cut off this amount of it. That way I can hang it on the wall and remember this thing is the reason I bought a dump truck. Oh, I'm gonna pass out. I'm lightheaded. All right, I got the line all repaired. Just stitch that in. And then to prevent this from happening again, I zip tied the cable up here. And I know you might be thinking, Colin, that's a temporary solution. Not to worry. I have a second zip tie to make it a permanent solution. That's good for another 100,000 miles. Now, will it prime correctly? Oh yeah, there we go. Still a couple stragglers. Yeah, we're still getting a little. I'm just gonna keep going and get like half a gallon through it, make sure there's no air. Time to bleed the injectors for the 700th time today. One and three. This is bleeding a lot better than previous times. Good. And probably not. I'll snug it down. 4 and 6, about to come to life. Oh, she's gonna go. Woo! Hell yeah, let's go. Tightening 5 down. 6 still has nothing. This one, I'm gonna call it good. Did I get 2? 2's getting some. I'm just gonna tighten it down and see if it will fire. So everything's tight besides 6. Come on, girl, you can do it. You better do it. I'm not playing around this time. Smoky, but she's running. Number 6 has gotten fuel. Guess I won't be needing this thing. Oh yeah, smooth right out. Fuck yeah. She's running good. It sounds good, man. I'm stoked. I cannot tell you. I normally work on a car for like a day, maybe 2. I've been on this thing for like 8 days straight, maybe 9. I don't even know anymore. Oh, yes. Woo. I'm gonna shut it down, get some coolant in it.
Oh, she's a little smoky.
We're just gonna hope that clears up. I'm I'm shutting it down. All right, let's get some coolant in it and see if it clears up. Oof. Maybe you just gotta blow it out. I don't know. It's always kind of done that at cold start. The little, I almost think a delivery valve's bad. So let's just let it warm up now and see if it gets any better, because that's pretty smoky there. While it's warming up, I'm gonna get the Tacoma unloaded, then unload the lift and throw it on the trailer. But this one doesn't go on the ground. That one I don't care about. And it's a Don's now anyway. This thing's a pile of crap. I mean, the motor's a pile of crap. I'm just trying to blow out the cobwebs or a rod through the block, one of the two. This is my new storage truck, I guess, since it's destroyed. Well, there we go. The rollback is back up and running. I'm super stoked. It's hard to say whether it runs better or worse, but it runs. So I'm taking that as a win. It's very questionable how much of everything we did was necessary. There's a chance that I could have just fixed the fuel leak and it could have worked. But the lift pump was leaking in Texas when I had that fuel line pulled off. So that's been an issue. The piston being roasted, that was an issue. We still have like weird missing and blow by. Obviously it needs to be bored and it needs a bigger piston. Is it better? Time will tell. This is a test drive right now. I also was in Austin, Texas picking up a BMW 5 Series and I thought I lost brakes. I ended up staying down there an extra week doing master cylinder, both front brake calipers, trying to bleed everything. Now I have learned it's the vacuum pump and that is pissing oil as well. I thought it was the front main. So I just ordered one, got one on the way. I hope I don't have to pull the timing cover. And it was also pissing from the O-ring to pin the timing to adjust the valves. So I replaced that O-ring, got that leak to stop. So all in all, it was good to get into it, learn my diesel truck a little better, resolve some of the issues, and I'm definitely less intimidated for the next step, which the next step is this, no matter how it runs, it's not good enough. So the next step is gonna be to grab another motor, bore it, fully build a motor, get it going right. And that motor will get governor springs, a fuel plate, and maybe a bigger turbo, but I wanna keep it usable for towing. Thanks for watching, guys. Thanks for everyone's great suggestions. This was a fun experiment. I'm gonna do some towing with it and I'll update you guys as to whether it's better or worse. As of right now, it feels about the same. She hits boost hard like she always did, but it's weird. After decel, when you hit it, it like doesn't do anything. I almost think it's a P-pump issue. Anyway, tow truck works. Fuck yes. If you didn't subscribe earlier when I was eating tacos with nothing on them, now's a great time too. Thanks for watching, guys. We'll see you next time. What's up, Poppy? You ordered a tow truck?
No way.
Dude, what's up, boy? Tow truck's up and running.
Dude.
Oh, yeah.
Oh.
So you know that thing I needed to pick up?
Yeah.
That car right there.
Oh, nice. That's
up. Hell yeah, bro. Hell yeah.
Work into that truck.
so back, guys. Look at this thing. I'm so stoked.